There are two types of students right now. Category 1, who are giving mock tests rigorously. They have started giving mock tests. Even if they have covered 60% of the syllabus, they are giving at least 1 to 2 mock tests every single week. But there is a category 2 type of student who is still figuring out that whether or not they should give mock tests or not. पहले theory कर लेता हूँ, then I'll start giving mock test. This is the category 2 students. And if you fall in the category 2, then my dear friend, तुम कितनी भी अच्छी पढ़ाई कर लो, no matter how much you study, how much well concepts do you prepare, if you do not give mock tests, your score won't improve. So right now, whenever you're watching this video, start giving mock tests rigorously as soon as possible. Now, giving mock test is just not enough. If you do not analyze your mistakes, if you do not improve upon your mistakes regularly, then there is absolutely no meaning of giving mock tests and you're just wasting your time. So in today's video, we are going to do exactly that. I'm going to take a live analysis of one of the students at phodu.club. We'll analyze all the mocks he has given till now. I'll pick up one of his mock tests and show you live on how exactly should you dig deep and analyze your mock. I do not know about other test series, but in phodu.club test series, you get a unique experience in each test. You won't find a single level or a single weightage trend that is being followed in each paper. Every single paper is unique, which tries to give you a different experience which you might encounter in BITSAT. So that is why giving just 1, 2, 3 mock tests is just not enough. You at least need to give 10 plus mocks before your BITSAT exam to actually familiarize yourself properly with the BITSAT exam. 2-3 mock देके you cannot just judge a particular test series and just think that यही BITSAT का level है and तुम BITSAT देने के लिए चले जाओ. So before jumping on to how to actually analyze mock test, there are few important things that you need to keep in your mind before you actually go and analyze your mock test. The number one thing you should keep in your mind is to make mistakes every single time. अरे भैया ये क्या बोल रहे हो? Generally people say that don't make mistakes and minimize your mistakes. No, this is an incomplete statement and an incomplete advice. The right advice is to make mistakes every single time in every single paper. In fact, do as many mistakes as possible in all these particular mocks. But your goal should be to make new mistakes every single time. The same mistake shouldn't get repeated one mock after the other. That should be very, very important. Point number 2 that I want to tell you, and it's super, super important. So please hear this very, very carefully. Your goal should not be to increase marks in every single mock test. अरे भैया ये क्या बोल रहे हो? We should aim at increasing our marks, right? Yes, that should be the goal, but in BITSAT specific mocks, especially in the case of phodu.club, where we try to give so many different experiences in each particular mock, which is very, very essential for BITSAT. So for you to actually figure out that you are improving or not, marks is not just a measure. Because the difficulty of each paper will be different, weightage will be different, the distribution will be different. So it is very much possible that your marks will fluctuate. In some mock you'll score 250 marks and in some you might score 220 marks. In the next mock you might even score 270, 280 marks. So that's how random BITSAT is. For example, this particular student has given almost all the tests that have been released till now. You can give the test anytime after they are released. So let's see his marks. In the first mock, he just scored 93 marks. In the second mock test, he scored 225 marks. In the third mock test, his score again dropped and he scored 163 marks. In test 4, his marks increased drastically and he scored 256 marks. In test 5, again his marks dropped to 206 marks. So that's the thing. That's how random BITSAT is. And you should not get demotivated if your marks are fluctuating. What I told you, just keep that in your mind and measure yourself accordingly. So now listen carefully. I'm going to tell you one by one on actually how can you analyze your mock test. If you start doing this, you will see a drastic change within you and your confidence levels will increase mock by mock. So the very first analysis is going to be the mock analysis, which is given after you submit the paper. So you just have to see time taken, your section-wise analysis, as well as your marks. So here you can see it's 256 marks. Accuracy is given. Then you can see the overview on how many negative marks, net score, question status, as well as section-wise scores, section highlights, time spent per section. As you can see, the time spent in maths is significantly higher than physics and chemistry. You also have an efficiency trend which will actually tell you कि कब तुम्हारी efficiency drop हो जाती है. And there is this question difficulty analysis. Now this is the basic analysis. अब यहाँ तो दिया ही है, तुम्हें अपने notebook में भी you will have to note down all of this ताकि तुम्हारे दिमाग में वो चीज़ फीड हो. ऐसा नहीं कि बस देख लिए हो गया. फॉर मैक्सिमम ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स यहीं तक होती है एनालिसिस, एंड इसके बाद वो करेक्ट एंड रॉन्ग देख लेते हैं एंड दे थिंक दे हैव डन द एनालिसिस, एंड दिस इज वेरी वेरी रॉन्ग. This was just the first step. Now let's move on to the next steps. So let me introduce you to something that is called as tagging. You need 4 tags, that is QMCL. Now what does this QMCL means, bhaiya? Q means quick, M means more, C means correct, and L means lost. So how quickly you did the question, or did it took more time than usual, and whether the question is correct or you lost marks in it. अपने हिसाब से you can name these tags, ठीक है? Once this tagging is done, you'll have to write down 1 to 130 all the questions. Using your hand and writing down about every single question will help you so much that you cannot even imagine. It will go inside your head and you'll not do the same mistake again. So now there are 4 possible tagging combinations. The number one thing is QC, which means quick and correct. You did the question quickly and it is also correct, and this should be your goal. Your maximum questions should actually look like this. The second is you did the question quickly but you lost your marks, it got incorrect, so you'll mark it QL. The third is you took more time and it got correct. ठीक है, now you have to mark this type of questions as well. Other than the QC ones, you'll have to work on all these other 3 possible combinations. Now most of the students, what they do, if a particular question is correct, they do not spend much time on that. But do not make this particular mistake. You also have to keep a note of these particular questions which took more time than usual to make them correct. And the last and the most threatening type of questions which took more time and you also lost your marks in this. So this should be avoided as much as possible. That should be your goal when you go and write your BITSAT. Now do all these tagging 1 to 130 by yourself. This is super important. You'll have to do this yourself question by question. Then only you'll learn. Now if you have taken the Phodu.club test series, you'll automatically get this in your analysis section. This is personalized analysis specially done for you. It will tell you that where you spend more time. So as you can see, this particular question is MC type of question. That means you took more time and it got correct. And whereas this is ML type of question where you took more time and you also lost your marks. So all these type of questions are already listed here. So even if you miss some question, all of these questions are already there. You can just click on the question. You can get to that question and actually check that, okay, how much time did you take? Was it an easy question and why did it take more time than usual? So our personalized analysis will automatically help you in this particular part and make your job much easier. Also, while you do the basic analysis, go to the subject-wise analysis and do the subject-wise analysis as well. See the bar chart, radar, time donut, and try to take out as much data as possible from all these datas, and definitely see your score and accuracy in each particular subject and analyze that. Now let's move on to the next step when you are done with tagging of the question. So except for the QC type of questions, you will have to do this thing for all the other 3 variety of tagging that we just discussed. So the number one reason for making an answer wrong or spending more time in it can be due to concept clarity. So the very first reason can be you don't know the concept. Second could be you don't know the theory. And the fourth one could be you knew the theory, but you didn't know how to actually apply it to the question. So again, you'll have to keep on writing these. The next type of error could be silly mistake. Now in silly mistakes also, there can be a lot of silly mistake. People generally just write silly mistake and move on. You have to dig deep on whether it was a calculation mistake. If it was a calculation mistake, what kind of calculation mistake? क्या मैंने 3 cube को 9 लिख दिया या फिर अंडर रूट लेने में कुछ गलती कर दी? You'll have to be very very specific when you analyze. The next can be, did you apply the wrong formula or you mark the incorrect option by mistake? आंसर तो तुमने सही निकाल लिया था, बट व्हेन यू मार्क द पर्टिकुलर ऑप्शन यू एक्चुअली मार्क द रॉन्ग वन. द नेक्स्ट कुड बी यू मिसरीड द क्वेश्चन में एक्चुअली x/10 पूछा था, बट एक्साइटमेंट में आके यू मार्क x रेदर देन x/10. और इट कुड बी एरर इन यूनिट्स एंड साइन. वेक्टर का कोई डायरेक्शन दिया होगा बट यू फॉरगॉट टू पुट द नेगेटिव साइन. ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स कैन वेरी मच हैपन एंड you'll have to be very very specific when you write it down for each particular question. The next type of error can happen due to time management. You took more time than usual or you spend a lot of time in irrelevant thinking. This is the biggest problem with students. They spend a lot of time in thinking different things about a particular question. समझ नहीं आ रहा है, पता है कि नहीं होगा. Then also you're trying to think the concept from here and there rather than actually solving solving so many questions that are there in front of you which falls in easy category, which you can easily do. Next thing could be you got panicked कि यार ये question मुझे आता है लेकिन फिर भी नहीं हो रहा मेरे से, so that is why you are spending more time in it. And it can also happen due to low energy कि भाई start तो बहुत excitement के साथ किया था, but as the mock test progressed your energy became low and हाथ की speed कम होते गई and you started solving questions very very slowly. And जब timer दिखा oh so less time is left and again your mind got activated and तब तुम्हारी धीरे धीरे efficiency increase हो रही है. So our personalized analysis actually also helps you with that. If you see this efficiency trend, you can see शुरुआत में तो there was decent accuracy, but as time progressed in midway and when there was less time left in the timer, the efficiency started increasing. That means he got more alert. अगर ये एग्जाम के बीच में भी उतना ही अलर्ट उतना ही फोकस रहता, so ये ग्राफ ऊपर ही जाता है efficiency के टर्म्स में. So that is where he need to work. And उसके अलावा भी in the personalized suggestion you can actually see कि in every 30 minutes how much your accuracy changed. So you can see in the first 30 minutes his accuracy was 90%, then it dropped to 83%, 88. So similarly whenever you will give your mock test you can see this analysis and this will actually help you identify कि भाई तुम्हारा mental crash कहाँ हो रहा है, कौन सा वो particular duration है in exam where your efficiency as well as your accuracy is falling down and where you need to remind yourself okay I need to be very very focused and alert. The previous one was his test 4. If you look at the test 3 in the first 30 minutes how bad his accuracy is, then again in the 30 to 60 minutes his accuracy was very very bad, then it kept on improving in between and again because of time pressure it again fell to negative, and this guy actually worked on it and actually improved that in the test number 4. He has actually tried to maintain his accuracy and that's why his score also increased in this particular mock test. Now once all of these things are done, it's important that you make a mistakes notebook and write it down properly. Make a different notebook for proper analysis and make a different mistakes notebook. So you can write down all your mistakes including that of mock test ke mistake, chapter wise tests ke mistake, DPPs ke mistakes, whatever mistakes you are doing on a daily basis, you'll have to write it down in very very short. So I'll explain you this with the help of an example. As you can see this particular question, what he has done is he has marked the question very very quickly but he got it wrong. So that is a very big red flag and you need to work on these concepts. This probably means that he must have thought that the question is easy and I'll easily do this question, but ultimately he got it wrong. So in my mistakes notebook, what I'll do is I'll just make the diagram of this particular question. I've already read it so many times while attempting the mock, then analyzing it, then tagging it. So now I remember this question properly. So I just have to create this particular diagram and I'll write that the mistake that I did, I marked it equal to A by G, but the correct answer was this. If I want, I'll write a couple of keywords of the solution as well to remember the solution, and I'll write that I took 33 seconds to solve this question, and I'll also write the tagging that I was very quick and I lost the marks, so that whenever next time I just look at this question, in just 2 seconds my mind will revise this particular question. You don't have to again spend a lot of time in just reading the question and then solving it. In just 2 seconds, just by looking at this particular diagram, you will revise your mistake, and this is so powerful. Similarly, कोई chemistry का reaction है let's say and you have balanced it incorrectly, let's say ठीक है, let's say ये वाला नंबर गलत लिखा था तुमने, just mark it that you have done this wrong and the right thing was 3. And whenever you look at these particular diagrams, because you have written these in your own particular language, your mind will just revise these concepts and these mistakes in just seconds. So you need to start doing this if you're not doing this. So if you're already enrolled in the test series, keep giving the test series and utilize it to its fullest. And if you're looking for a relevant test series and a crash course, do check out phodu.club and start giving mock test as soon as possible. phodu.club's mocks are designed by taking a lot of student data from actual BITSAT experiences. Top teachers as well as top BITSAT rankers actually work on creating these best tests and experiences for you guys. Every single question, remember this, every single question that you see in the mock test is there for a reason. Since BITSAT is very random, we have made sure that every single question that you solve is there for a reason. So you don't have to worry, just solve the mocks one by one. Keep all of these things which I have told you in today's video in your mind. Make new mistakes every single time. and you will nail BITSAT 2026. We are also conducting a free All India mock test for BITSAT, for which we'll roll out all the details very soon. So make sure to appear for that as well to get the actual BITSAT experience before you actually give your BITSAT. Now this was all about how you can analyze your mock test. If you want to know the detailed analysis of BITSAT 2025, how are the variation of different shifts, different subjects, so we have already made a video on this. You can click here and watch that particular video. Wish you all the very best and साथ में फोड़ेंगे.